Imagine waking up thousands of years ago. No phones, no schools, no electricity, and no safe, quiet bedroom. For many ancient children, mornings began beside a small fire inside a cave or a simple hut. Some slept on animal skins beside their parents and brothers or sisters just to stay warm during cold nights. Outside, the world could be dangerous. Wind moved through forests, animals wandered nearby in the darkness. And if the fire went out during winter, surviving the night became much harder. That's why many ancient children learned very early how important fire really was, because back then, fire meant warmth, fire meant safety, and sometimes fire meant survival. But once the sun rose, work usually began almost immediately. Ancient children usually didn't go to school like kids today. Instead, they learned by watching the adults around them. Young boys often followed hunters through forests and open grasslands. They learned how to spot animal tracks in dirt or mud, how to stay quiet while moving, and how to throw spears, rocks, or sticks. Girls often learned how to gather berries, carry water, prepare food, or help care for younger children. But survival lessons started early for everyone. Children quickly learned which plants were dangerous, which sounds in the forest meant trouble, and which animals needed to be avoided. Because in ancient times, even small mistakes could become deadly. Still, ancient children weren't working every second of the day. Just like children today, they still found ways to play, but there were no toy stores, no video games, and no plastic toys. So kids made games using whatever they could find around them. Sticks became pretend spears, rocks became targets, some children carved tiny figures from wood or bone, others raced through fields, climbed trees, wrestled, or pretended to hunt animals. Sometimes children even drew shapes and animals in dirt using sticks. And even though life was much harder back then, children still laughed, played, and chased each other. Some things about childhood never really changed, but ancient children also had to grow up much faster. By a young age, many already knew basic survival skills. Some learned how to start fires. Others learned how to build simple shelters using wood, mud, or animal skins. Children were taught how to recognize dangerous berries, snakes, or predator tracks. Older children sometimes joined hunting groups to help carry supplies or scare animals toward hunters. And during harsh winters or food shortages, every person in the group mattered, even children, because survival depended on everyone helping each other stay alive. And once nighttime arrived, things became even more frightening. The ancient world became extremely dark after sunset. There were no streetlights, no flashlights, and no nearby towns glowing in the distance, only firelight. Many ancient children sat beside campfires listening to stories from older people, while adults stayed alert for danger nearby. Outside the firelight, forests became almost impossible to see. Predators moved quietly through the darkness. Sometimes children heard strange sounds beyond the trees, footsteps, growls, branches snapping. And for ancient humans, the night could feel terrifying, because once the fire started becoming smaller, the darkness suddenly felt much closer. Childhood in ancient times was often much shorter than it is today. Life was difficult, food could become scarce, winters could become deadly, and many families depended on everyone helping survive. Teenagers often hunted, gathered food, carried supplies, or cared for younger children. Some already had responsibilities most adults handle today. Ancient children learned very early that survival came before comfort, but despite all the dangers, they still laughed, still played, and still stayed close to their families. Because even in the ancient world, children were still children. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more, and tell me in the comments what we should explore next.